Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. It's been a couple of weeks. I took a break a couple of weekends ago. February was quite intense with being out and the challenges, so yeah, I just took a weekend off and a week off from editing basically. I was still out, I was over at the west coast, but I was meeting people that I hadn't seen before the pandemic, so I just focused on spending the time with them and having a nice relaxing weekend, which it was. We're back out this weekend and we're over on the west coast again, actually, southwest of Fort William on the Iron American Peninsula. I'm just making my way through some forest here, obviously, just plantation forest, but where I'm hoping to camp is at the head of a beach. I've been here before. I spent 3 nights here 3 years ago now, and I've visited a couple of times during the day, but basically once you get through this plantation you get into an Atlantic oakwood fringe and 3 or 4 absolutely stunning beaches, west coast beaches, so it should be good. The plan at the moment is to spend 2 nights. I was going to be using my fancy new MSR tent that I finally decided to invest in after so many years, and if you follow me on Instagram you will have seen that I went to set it up in the house for the first time, and I looked at the instructions and I looked up a couple of videos, all that kind of thing, and did exactly what people said, and just to put one of the poles into one of the grommets, just went to bend over, I put it in the other side as well, and the pole snapped. So first bend of the pole and it snapped. So anyway, I've actually got the OneTigris smoky hut with me instead. Without the wood stove, don't need it this weekend. It's incredibly mild. When I parked up this morning, it was already 14 degrees at 9 o'clock. It's quite windy, and normally in the UK the prevailing wind is southwesterly, but this weekend it's southeasterly, and I think it's basically bringing in warm air from the Mediterranean. So it should be quite a comfortable, mild camp on the beach. But we'll keep going. We'll get through this plantation. It's just basically a rough track that someone's cut through here at some point, and yeah, we'll get to the beach. So just walking through a really wet part of the plantation, I just thought I would talk about a couple of things where I see them. You see the yellow coloration on these Sitka spruce. That's a nitrogen deficiency. Basically the soil's so poor it's not getting the nitrogen it needs, and you start to get this yellowing of the needles, or chlorosis I think it's called. So yeah, Sitka shouldn't be growing. This is essentially a bog here, so yeah, and we see this in so many places in Scotland, especially the Highlands. And then this one here, if I step back a bit, might not be able to see it because it's so dark. You see the shape there. That's basically browsing. Just browsing off the new shoots, and it almost ends up looking like some kind of bonsai tree. I'll step back a bit more so you can see the full shape of it. There you go. So yeah, if you ever see something like that browsing by, it could be sheep or deer, to be honest. So this is where I camped last time, just in a wee bit of plantation off the beach. You'll see why in a minute. But yeah, since I was last here there's been a lot of activity. 2 big fire pits, lots of trees hacked down, which, yeah, disappointing. But this is why I stayed here last time. Are you ready? That sky in the middle of the shot there, you can just see a bit of snow left on the cooling. Good visibility today. Just stopped for a little break. It is actually 1 o'clock. I might have something to eat and drink some water. It's very warm. It must be at least 15 degrees. One thing I was worried about here for spending the 2 days was fresh water. It's quite a flat little peninsula, so there's not a lot of water courses, but this further away beach actually has a couple of freshwater runoffs coming down, so that'll be fine, or we should be fine for the 2 days. I've got 2.5 litres with me, which will do most of today. But as you can see, it's a hell of a spot. Yeah, we'll have something to eat and get something to drink now. So I might have found a spot here. It's just at the top of this little bay, and I can pitch up well beyond the highest tide line. Only problem with these areas is it's so lumpy bumpy, rock everywhere, rock and bog. So I think I put the bag down. I'm just gonna have a wander around the corner, see if there's anything better, and if not, I think we might come back to here. So I've been having a good look around, sort of went up into the oak wood itself, I was hoping to find there's a little flat spot somewhere, but there's just nothing. It's not suitable for camping at all, really. Lumpy, bumpy, there's little ravines everywhere. And I'm just going to walk back a little bit, and there's a nice flat sort of grassy bit on the dune that'll work well. Look at the drool. Go on it. It's such a beautiful evening. It's 6 o'clock and I'm just sitting here in a t-shirt, still perfectly warm. Spent the rest of the afternoon just running about with the dog. He was swimming, chasing his stick, and yeah, just walking about enjoying this beach. There's quite a few things to see as well, lots of bird life, quite a few things out in the rocks. We've got shags, cormorants, a couple of different species of gulls. There was a pair of ring plover on the beach earlier. I was just watching them. Had an otter swim past as well earlier. So yeah, really nice spot. So yeah, I'll just boil up some water basically, eat something and just enjoy this. It's just really nice and relaxing, and wait for this sunset to really kick in. Well, that was a really nice day and a nice evening. Just had my dinner and watched that sunset. The colours were incredible. It's still light enough outside that you could walk around if you had to. Really clear night. Just made a coffee and had a bit of jerky after the Summit to Eat meal as well, just to fill me up. And yeah, a couple of swigs of Jura as well. And then I was just out messing around with some nighttime photography, trying to capture the tent and the stars and things. So yeah, just a really chilled day. The wind keeps picking up a little bit, but it's not too bad. Nowhere near as bad as it was in the van last night when I stayed over. So hopefully it doesn't get too bad. Just while I think of it, I'm using a couple of new things. This head torch and this collapsible lantern. I put it on the brightest setting at the moment just to show you how bright it is. It's a power bank as well. But these are both from Nebo, N-E-B-O lights. They were kind enough to reach out and sent me a few things to try out. Again, I'll put the link in the description if you're interested in checking the stuff out. But first time out with them, but really well made stuff. Looking forward to using them. I think I'll wrap it up there for today. I'll say goodnight and I will see you in the morning. Morning folks. I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty rough night. The wind was relentless from just before midnight through to about 5 o'clock in the morning. I genuinely thought this tent wasn't going to hold up. or at least that pegs were going to start getting pulled out, but somehow it's still intact. But yeah, didn't sleep much. I don't think the dog slept much either. Gonna get up just now, get dressed and make some coffee. It's gonna be another bright sunny-ish day, I think, so we'll make the most of it. Right, I'm gonna attempt some pancakes for breakfast this morning. I made this mix beforehand. It's just flour, protein powder, a bit of peanut butter powder, some baking powder. That's pretty much it. And just add water and make a basic mix. So there we go. That's my attempt at pancakes with peanut M&Ms in them. So I was just out having a wander with the dog. The wind's even stronger today. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I came back and this pole is basically bent in half. I managed to straighten it up a little bit, but it's very weak. I think that's kind of made the decision for me to not spend the second night. Yeah, I mean that's probably doesn't look it, but it's very loose, like a couple of strong gusts and that's just going to bend and snap, which I don't really want to happen, especially in the middle of the night. I won't spend the second night. I'll maybe have lunch in the afternoon and get packed up and head back to the van later on. Right guys, that's me. I've had lunch. I'm all packed up. I've just got to pack the tent up now. A little bit gutted that I had to cut the trip short, but it's just one of those things, you know. And I guess that's one of the good things about getting outdoors. It's not just about fun, it's about challenging yourself and problem solving and building character too. So it should never really be a negative thing if you look at it in that context. But if you want to hear me talk a little bit about Atlantic Oakwood, please stick around. But if not, check out the links in the description. Hit like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and it's free, and it'll make sure you don't miss future videos. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there. I'll get the tent packed up and I'll see you in the next one.